So Apple has been found guilty of antitrust violations. It cut a deal with the publishers to fix the price so that the retailers don't set the price of ebooks, the publishers set the price of ebooks. And that is deemed, I guess, by the courts price fixing. And Apple was found guilty of it. And now there's discussion in the courts. As we're taping this, there's discussion in the court of what kind of remedy, that is, what kind of fine Apple is going to have to pay, how it's going to have to change its business model. There's even talk of putting a representative of the Justice Department inside Apple to monitor all potential antitrust violations. And I've been asked, well, what do I think of this? Well, I think it's horrible. I think all the antitrust laws are horrible. I don't think there should be any antitrust. Ayn Rand wrote about this as probably the worst law affecting business that has ever been passed, the Sherman Act, the antitrust laws. It is completely non-objective. It is a law that's its sole purpose is to penalize success, to penalize achievement. And it's no accident that it's been used in all the most successful companies in American history, whether it was Rockefeller in the early part of the 20th century, or Alcoa, which Ayn Rand wrote about, which was the biggest manufacturer of aluminum in the leading up through the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Whether it was IBM in the 60s, Microsoft in the 90s, and now Apple, and Google, and Cisco, and Sun. I mean, all of these companies have come under antitrust scrutiny. Why? Because they've done a great job and they've been successful. Antitrust laws are completely non-objective in the sense that there's no way to ever know whether you're violating them or not violating them. Just to give you an example, right? If you set prices very, very low, ooh, you're dumping. You're trying to monopolize the market by pricing everything very, very low and pricing out all competitors to become a dominant party, the dominant player in the market. So pricing a product too low, that's a violation of antitrust. If you price a product very, very high, well, that's a sign you're a monopolist, because only a monopolist can get away with high prices, right? Everywhere else, if you price it too high, competition will eat you alive. So there must be no competition if you're pricing it high. So therefore, you must be already a monopolist. That's used as evidence against you. What if you price it exactly the same as all your competitors? Well, that means you're colluding with everybody else, and you're setting it with them, because how can it be that all the prices are the same? I mean, this exhibits not only a hatred of business, but a complete and utter ignorance of business. It completely distorts the idea of competition, of what competition really is like in the marketplace. As I said, it penalizes success. So antitrust laws are out. Now you might say, but wait a minute, lots of companies aren't attacked for antitrust reasons. That's true, but they should consider themselves lucky that they haven't been. One of the things about non-objective law is that the government now is in a position to decide when to apply it, when not to apply it, when to go after you, when not to go after you, and you never know when they're coming after you. You'll never know it. Now, of course, the more successful you are, the higher the probability that they will go after you. I'll give you another example of the randomness, and that happened actually today, the day we're taping this. Today, the Justice Department said that American Airlines and USA are not allowed to merge, right? Why? Because it will destroy competition in the airline business. American Airlines is bankrupt, and all these other airlines are being allowed to merge. So United merged with, what was it, Continental. Delta merged with Northwestern. That was fine. Why were those fine? Because at the time, the airlines were losing money. So you needed to help them out by merging. Right now, airlines are making money, so we're not allowing them to merge, because making money, that's the real evil. That's the real bad thing that antitrust is after. It's the ability to make money. It's the ability to be successful. So it's arbitrary, it's random, it provides the government with an enormous amount of power, and I'm against all antitrust laws under all circumstances. Again, the only laws regarding business should be laws that protect property rights and anti-fraud, violation of other people's rights. Antitrust has nothing to do with that, And I know there's a lot of unanswered questions about antitrust, but I think I've taped other videos with regard to this. And ask me more questions, and you'll get more answers.